Welcome back to Here's Next Door. Thank you all for joining us today. Today we're doing a station rig. We're in Madison Heights in Michigan, just outside of Detroit, and we're going to take a look at their ambulance rescue. So let's go take a look. So we're meeting up with Tom Levey. Levey, see, I can get that right. You're one of the paramedic firefighters here, and you're the one that actually invited us out. You've been watching Heroes Next Door for some time now, so we appreciate that. Tell us a little bit about the station. What goes on here?
So this is Station 2, Madison Heights Fire Station 2. It's in the south end, just south of 11 Mile, which is just outside Detroit. So what we have here is an ambulance and a fire engine and a third ambulance back here. So what we got is the first two rescues are always going to take south end calls, and then the north ones will take the north end calls.
Okay, I'm going to stop you for just a second, because a lot of our viewers think of a rescue as a rescue truck.
Right.
We've done a couple different rescues here. You're calling your ambulance a rescue.
Yep. So with our county and our area, a lot of the departments call the rescues or the ambulances rescues.
Okay.
So it's not a traditional your NFPA rescue class or anything like that. It's just the designation we decide to give it. Certain other cities will call them just an ambulance or call them alpha units or whatever like that. So we have our department designation, which will be Rescue 72, and then we have our county designation, which is an alpha number.
Okay. So. All right. And you here at the station run paramedic firefighters across the board. Is that correct?
Yep. So staff 24/7 is to paramedics and firefighters. So we are each cross-trained in that. So one day I could be on this, the next day I'll be on the engine. So
that's a good way to break that up and make sure you're not, constantly stuck on the boo-boo bus or honestly on the engine. You get a variety of different things.
It's nice being on the engine. So you don't go to many medical calls, it seems like. So it's nice.
All right. So let's walk around. What is it, first of all?
So this is a 2019 Road Rescue built on an F550 chassis. It's a diesel engine. Our newer one up north is a gas engine. We switched to them because of the DEF. We were having some issues with the DEF on them and everything like that. So basically what it is, it's your standard F550 pickup truck front end. We take out the center console and they put all the lights and the command board in there and everything.
Okay.
So if you just take a look in here, you can see all the command board. We have our Knox box setups, all our alley lights and everything like that.
Okay. What's unusual for that one is you guys actually have a Knox box on your ambulance. Many times around us, and across the country, it might be a little bit different. For us, a lot of the Knox boxes are on the engines only. So if I got to get into a tower, like a nursing home or something like that, I got to call the engine in order to come get a Knox box. I love the fact that you have it on there.
All our apparatus have Knox box on them, including the chief's vehicles and the marshal's trucks.
Okay.
So they all have it on there, just because the engine might not be available to respond. So that way we still have a way in. Or a lot of the times we don't take the engine on a lot of the medical calls because it might not sound like we need it at that time, you know. So if we have the access to get into the buildings with ourselves, we will.
Right. Now I notice you got kind of an MDC system also. That's the computer that's on the stand, right?
Yep. We just switched over to the MDC about last year, doing our own dispatch and everything. The call will pop up. We'll show you when we get over there. The call will pop up on the screen, and we can take care of all our own times on there and everything. That's also our ESO tablet, so we can do all our medical reports on there as well. So it's kind of a one hit also there.
That's nice. All right, let's walk around the ambulance and open the doors and tell me what you got.
So like we said, we are all firefighter paramedics.
Okay.
So with that being said, we have our gear on the truck at times, along with SCBA and all hand tools that we need. So basic hand tools on this side is just a Denver tool, and then we have a set of irons on the other side for the passenger.
Right.
So like we got the air packs, our masks, everything set up here is the way we need it to be an actual structural.
I was expecting when you opened that door, the oxygen.
No.
That's normally where the oxygen goes. I love the fact that you put your, and it's hanging too. Sometimes when we think about it second hand, is I'll take that air pack and I'll put it in the back cabinet, or I'll take my gear and I set it in between the seats. And the fact that you guys designate and have almost a clean cab concept, even on your ambulance, is really cool to see.
So this is another vented compartment too. You'll see little vents up there and everything like that. So it is that clean cab concept for it and everything like that. So we do have decon bags that we put our gear into after we have a structure, after we have any kind of fire or anything like that. And SOP is we come back, wash our gear, and change into our second set.
Right.
So, but it's nice because this is a fire truck, or it's an ambulance with fire equipment on it. So.
Okay, I want to know, how do I apply? Because
How do you
this
apply?
is really cool. This is something that, you know, I would like to see more on the East Coast,
Right.
especially in where I come from in Chester County, having the firefighters that are firefighter and paramedic or firefighter EMT for us, having the ability to do both rather than jump back and forth between
Right.
trucks.
So with us, we do have one immediate opening. You can go to the city website and apply for it. You have to be a firefighter already and a paramedic to be hired. So if you're an EMT, you can still apply, but you need to be at least in a medic program to be eligible to even get hired here.
Do you know what that county website is?
The city website's madisonheights.org.
Okay.
So you can go there and then you just go to the apply for, and there will be a whole long list of stuff there you can do. So.
All right, so if you guys are in the area and you're excited like me just seeing this and you want to apply and become part of this company, that's the way to do it.
So moving on, show that for them. It's just more of our, so like I said, it's an ambulance, but we do have fire equipment on it. We have our Fred system, our ABC extinguisher, and then we also spare O2 bottles on there. So we've been switching to the Fred for most of our water cans, and we've been doing.
All right, some of the viewers may not know what the Fred system is. Explain it to us a little bit more in detail, what a Fred system.
So the Fred system is a water can with a foam filter on it, and you can actually do foam on it. So it's having the engine there for the foam, but only with the extinguisher. So it is nice, and it does work very well for smaller fires.
Right, right. And you can use that for the fuel on car accidents too.
And the perk of this is we have an attachment. We have an attachment that can actually, you can fill it on scene with the fire engine. So
Very
it's
cool.
actually pretty nice off that. So,
All right.
and it's just miscellaneous. And here's those decom bags that I was talking about.
Gotcha.
So what these are, is it just a bag we can put our gear in, and it's self-setting and everything like that.
It's a good way to keep you guys healthy.
Yep.
You know, we look at this as a career.
Right.
And you want, you know, there are a lot of volunteer firefighters out there, and you still should use it.
Right.
But we want to put our volunteer and our careers into longevity. I want to do this for multiple years, and keeping us healthy and safe is very, very important. Making sure that your PPE is good is very important. We even went to a conference and talked at Fiero conference or symposium about PPE and having a clean cab concept, having those kind of bags. You guys are doing it right.
Yep. There's a big push for us in the last couple of years was the clean cab for us, and the decom bags and everything like that. And it just, with getting the gear extractors and everything at separate stations, it really does help keep that, minimizing the risk that it's already risky, you know?
Right.
So as you come back here, this is going to be our main medical cabinet that we have.
Okay, I see you got the Lucas. That's our best friend.
So actually all frontline apparatus have their own Lucas.
Okay.
Both rescues and both engines have a Lucas on there.
I'm going to tell you just a little bit of a story. When we first got the Lucas, we were a little leery. We started out with the thumpers way back in the day, and they were kind of difficult to put on because you had to connect it to the stretcher, you had to put the plunger on, you had to have an oxygen air source to run them, and we're like, we're just using enough fire guys, and we're doing that. Lucas came back around and says, hey, we redesigned the idea, and it's been working well. But we have a Lucas on this truck, Lucas on that truck. So my wife nicknamed one Justin. So we knew, go get Justin just in case you need him. He's there and he takes over CPR for you. It was awesome.
Yep. Well, it's, we always make a joke that it's the underpaid firefighter.
Exactly.
So, but it has all our medical equipment from our portable suction all the way down to our airway bag and our pediatric bags.
Okay.
So we have, this is called our little trauma bag. So it's basically just bandages, and stuff like that in there. So if we do have a trauma or anything like that, we're not grabbing 30 different things to get it. So
yeah, many times when I get on a scene and I bring every bag, you start vomiting all kinds of stuff. So by, putting in a modulation kind of system, works great.
And we do have ballistic vests on here.
Okay.
We started with the active shooter scenarios and everything like that. So we did every year or two, we do a big exercise for the county with active shooter stuff. So we're more proficient in that, so we're trying to protect ourselves more.
Again, that kind of goes back to your administration and the reasons why I'm excited to be here and look at this. They're taking that extra step. They know that these things happen. It's going to be there somewhere, somehow, and they're taking that extra step to put ballistic vests on. Not many people do that. Like, oh, it's an expense. I don't want to worry about it. Your staff is taking care of that. So that's something to be said, and a kudos to the staff here at Madison Heights.
Yep, so it's just one more step to protect ourselves from anything like that. So. And the potential of being in those scenarios is going up and up every chance, So.
All right, this is the cord to keep it charged while it's plugged in, or while
the
it's
shoreline.
yep. Open up the back. Now, does this have air dump on it if we were running it?
Not auto air dump. So
Okay.
yep. So the nice feature is with this is we can still dump it because there are a few hospitals that we have that have a big curb back there, so we don't want to dump it and hit the concrete or anything like that. So it is a feature like that. But we do have the power load systems.
Nice. I'm telling you right now, this thing put 20 years back on my service. I've had friends that have had back injuries from lifting the two-man fingerprinters Furnos, and when Stryker came out and had the power loads, and even just the power stretchers, what a world of difference.
Yep, it's saved numerous injuries from guys going out with back injuries and everything like that. So we can just leave that.
And it's amazing how many pounds it actually can lift.
It's pretty impressive. So as you see, we got pretty much gloves everywhere. And the nice thing is with this trucks and all our rescues is that anything on the outside I can get from the inside with the cabinets and everything like that, which we'll see when we go in there.
Okay, working our way around here.
And then this is where the oxygen tank is. We keep spare gear back here. That's that EM guest gear I was telling you about. So a lot of guys, I wear it at night if we're on basketball shorts or I'm working out, we just throw that stuff on. So backboard, stair chair, and all the miscellaneous stuff there from there.
And even the trends of using backboards have been changing over the years.
100%.
We used to backboard everybody.
Yeah, now we don't backboard anybody.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
And then, same as on the driver's side, another gear compartment. This one has the set of irons on it, and along with the TIC, the thermal imaging camera.
Right.
So it's none of that self-storage thing. So because we are firefighters, so we do this first. So we have all our stuff with us.
How often is it that you would go to a fire with just your rescue right now versus an engine, or who arrives on scene first? Are you guys pretty close to the thing?
So the way we respond, assuming the rescue's not on a call, is the engine is going to go first. It's going to lead. Engine leads the way, right?
Okay.
So they'll get there, assess the fire while the rescue crew is getting ready for the interior attack. Depending if this rescue's on a call, the north end will come down. There'll be that. So for confirmed structure fire, we have 2 engines and the rescue responding.
Okay. So now I'm listening to you, and I think I understood what you're saying. You're going to say the engine's leading the way. That's going to have your captain or whoever the shift commander is. That's going to have your engineer that can pump the thing. So they're going to take scene control. They're going to do the assessment. They're going to do the 360. These guys that are on the ambulance or rescue, they're going to get out and they're going to do the interior firefighting that's going on, which is why you have the TIC and everything else.
Yep, we have the rescue guys are the interior guys. So wherever they're going, if they're on scene first. So, and then
I'm going to say it again. I want to apply. Because this is awesome.
We have applications, but then our second due engine will be the water supply when they get there, and second due rescue will be assigned upon arrival. So
okay, let's take a look on the inside of this truck.
So on the inside of this is just basically like any other.
All right, I'm gonna let the camera come up with you.
Any other ambulance. So we have the CPR area, which we elected to do, and then on our new rescue, it's out a little bit bigger. The action area is a little bit smaller for that. So, because we elected to do some other things for it. So the theory behind this is you're sitting here, you can get to whatever you need to pretty quick. We keep all our IV supplies in the drawers, and then we have our sharps container down below. So everything is accessible from any location in there. And then, as usual, we have our drug boxes and our medications, and then our C-collars.
And they're all lockable. They're all very safe for everybody. The other thing that I noticed, the fine details of this, you actually have a mount for your monitor system.
We do,
You know, all too often, for me, I work at different places, we have to buckle it into a seat, or I got to set it on the back of the stretcher or something like that. And having that makes a real big difference.
It is. The attending, the person doing the reports or riding in the backpack here can actually turn that monitor toward them and see it and everything like that. Rescue 71 has one up here. It's just a little different layout, but same truck. So it's kind of nice. And then we do have the drawer to pull out so we can do our typing and everything on the way. So everything is pretty accessible from the inside. So
okay, tell me about your call volume that you get here. What's your average call? What do you like to do? What's the variety of calls? That's a bunch of questions. So
our averages are medical runs. Since we are an ALS transporting department, we are going to have more medical runs. I want to say it's about 95% of our call volume. We do have a lot of car accidents, considering we do have main thoroughways. You see Jodar out there, 5-lane highway, and then we do have I-75 and I-696. So we do have a lot of that. We do get fire, not as much, but we do a lot of auto-aid with other departments. So it's majority of medical runs.
Now, obviously, we're close to the city. We're 2 miles out of Detroit, and it's more city fire and city living, right?
Yep.
But you have like little towns, little blocks that you have to cover. But do you have nursing homes? Do you have other industrial things?
We do have north of 12 miles, a lot of industrial area.
Okay.
And then we do have one nursing home in the city.
Okay.
And it's mostly residential and commercial. And then we do have 7 or 9 high rises somewhere anywhere in there. They are continuing to build apartments up north, so we are having more apartment complexes. And it's more building up than it is out.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're more and more high rises. So
Man, this is absolutely cool. I would spend all day here. Just to let you know, I'm a paramedic first, firefighter second. I do love fighting fire, but having a rig like this would make my job so much easier. This is my home. This is where we live 90% of our day when we're on shift, right?
Exactly.
And having a nice, comfortable home, having the administration think forward enough to give you the skills, to give you the equipment to make your job easy is really cool to see.
one of the main features about this truck is it's got the upgraded liquid suspension, so it's not as rough riding down the road as these Michigan roads are and everything like that.
So, well, Tom, thank you so much for bringing us out.
Thank you. Appreciate
we
you
really
coming out.
appreciate this. This was another Station Rigs with the Heroes Next Door. We did Madison Heights Fire Department. Do us a favor, hit subscribe, hit notifications, smash those like buttons. Make a comment below. Tell us what you think. Should firefighters be on an ambulance, or should it just be a paramedic? You know, is there a role confusion? Something like that. We want to hear from you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next week.